Hi, my name is Joelle Drewry, and I'm the Executive Director for Research, Accountability, and Assessment with Roanoke City Public Schools. I'm also the Interim Math Supervisor. And so for that reason, today I've chosen to read The Math Curse by John Scieszka and Lane Smith. And this book is really interactive, and so as we're going through it and reading it, I hope that you will stop this video and talk through the problems with your student. If you get into any problems and really can't figure them out, talk with your student's teacher, or if all else fails, give me a call and I'll help you out with it. So let's check out what this math curse really is. On Monday, in math class, Mrs. Fibonacci says, "You know, you can think of almost everything as a math problem. On Tuesday, I start having problems. I wake up at 7:15. It takes 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. Suddenly, it's a problem. If my bus leaves at 8 o'clock, will I make it on time? How many minutes in 1 hour? How many teeth in one mouth?" This would probably be a good time for you to stop the book. I look in my closet and things get worse. I have 1 white shirt, 3 blue shirts, 3 striped shirts, and that 1 ugly plaid shirt my Uncle Zeno gave me. Question 1. How many shirts is that altogether? Number 2. How many shirts would I have if I threw away that awful plaid shirt? 3. When will Uncle Zeno stop sending me such ugly shirts? I'm getting a little worried. Everything seems to be a problem. I take the milk out of my cereal and wonder, how many quarts in a gallon? How many pints in a quart? How many inches in a foot? How many feet in a yard? How many yards are in a neighborhood? How many inches are in a pint? How many feet are in my shoes? I don't even bother to take out the cereal. I don't want to know how many flakes are in a bowl. Mrs. Fibonacci has obviously put a math curse on me. Everything I look at or think about has become a math problem. I try to get on the bus without thinking about anything, but there are 5 kids already on the bus. 5 kids get on at my stop. 5 more get on at the next stop. And 5 more get on at the last stop. True or false? What's the bus driver's name? Mrs. Fibonacci has this chart of what month everyone's birthday is in. Which month has the most birthdays? Which month has the fewest? Why doesn't February have a W in it? Don't you think this chart looks sort of like a row of buildings? Do you ever look at clouds and think they look like something else? What does this ink blot look like to you? The whole morning is only one problem after another. There are 24 kids in my class, and I just know someone is going to bring in cupcakes to share. We sit in 4 rows with 6 desks in each row. What if Mrs. Fibonacci rearranges the desks to make 6 rows? 8 rows? 3 rows? 2 rows? I count the 24 kids in our class again, this time by 2s. Jake scratches his paper with 1 finger. How many fingers are in this class? Casey pulls Eric's ear. How many ears are in our class? The new girl, Kelly, sticks out her tongue at me. How many tongues are in our class? I'm about to really lose it when the lunch bell rings. Unfortunately for me, lunch is pizza and apple pie. Each pizza is cut into 8 slices. Each pie is cut into 6 equal slices. And you know what that means? Fractions. If I want 2 slices of pizza, should I ask for 1/8, 2/8, or 2 slices of pizza? What is another way to ask for half of an apple pie? 2/6, 3/6, le moitié d'une tarte aux pommes? Which tastes greater? Half a pizza or half an apple pie? We haven't studied fractions yet, so I take 12 carrot sticks, 3 at a time, and eat them 2 at a time. In the afternoon, every subject is a problem. Social studies is a geography problem. The Mississippi River is about 4,000 kilometers long. An M&M is about 1 centimeter long. There are 100 centimeters in a meter and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So number 1. Estimate how many M&Ms it would take to measure the length of the Mississippi River. Number 2. Estimate how many M&Ms you would eat if you had to measure the Mississippi River. Bonus. Can you spell Mississippi without any M&Ms? English is a word problem. If mail plus box equals mailbox, number 1, does lipstick minus stick equal lip? Does tuna fish plus tuna fish equal forna fish? Phys ed is a sports problem. In 1919, Babe Ruth hit 29 home runs, batted .322, and made $40,000. In 1991, the average Major League Baseball player hit 15 home runs, batted .275, and made $840,000. So circle the correct answer. Babe Ruth is less than the average modern baseball player. Babe Ruth is greater than the average modern baseball player. Or Babe Ruth equals the average modern baseball player. In art, we finally get to relax with a connect the dot picture. Here's my picture. Too bad it turns out to be a connect the ancient Mayan numerals picture. Math is just a total problem. Mrs. Fibonacci says there are many ways to count. She gives us some examples. Russell counts on his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Molly says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And Mrs. Fibonacci says, I always count 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. I'm going to stop here because that's one of my favorites. This is called the Fibonacci sequence, and you get each successive number by adding the 2 previous. So in this case, 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. I hope now you can figure out more of the numbers in that sequence. But on the planet Tetra, kids have only 2 fingers on each hand. They count 1, 2, 3, 10. And on the planet Binary, kids have only 1 finger on each hand. They count 1, 10. So 1, What are the next 5 numbers in each sequence? 2. Do you think Mrs. Fibonacci has been to the planet Tetra? And 3. How would you bowl if you lived on the planet Binary? When we are just about to go home, when Rebecca remembers the special birthday cupcakes her mom made. There are 24 kids in the class. Rebecca has 24 cupcakes. So what's the problem? Rebecca wants Mrs. Fibonacci to have a cupcake too. Everyone is going crazy trying to figure out what fraction of a cupcake each person will get. I'm the first person to get the answer. I raise my hand and tell Mrs. Fibonacci, I'm allergic to cupcakes. Everyone, all 24, believe me and get 1 cupcake. No one has to figure out any fractions. I stagger out of school. I am a math zombie. I have to find something to break this math curse. I decided to try chocolate. My favorite candy bar is usually 50 cents. But guess what? Today, it's on sale for 50% off. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, where a equals the number of letters in your first name, b equals your age, and c is equal to your shoe size. I decide to buy licorice instead. I pull out my money. I have a $5 bill, a $1 bill, and a quarter, and a penny. George Washington is on both the quarter and the $1 bill. Abraham Lincoln is on both the penny and the $5 bill. So which is true? A, 1 Washington equals 25 Lincolns. B, 5 Washingtons equals 1 Lincoln. C, 1 Washington equals 100 Lincolns. D, 1 Lincoln equals 20 Washingtons. Don't forget to show your work for extra credit. How do you think Thomas Jefferson feels about all of this? I am now a raving math lunatic. What if this keeps up for a whole year? How many minutes of math madness would that be? What's your problem, says my sister. 365 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes, I snarl. Dinner brings no relief. While passing the mashed potatoes, Mom says, "What your father says is false." Dad helps himself to some mashed potatoes and says, "What your mother says is true." I think about that for a minute. If what Mom says is true, then what Dad says is false. But if what Dad says is false, then what Mom says isn't true. And what if Mom says isn't true, then what Dad says isn't false. But that can't be true because he says that what Mom says is true and she says that what he says is false. Can that be true? I think about that. Then I think about it some more. Then I think I'd better go to bed. I undo 8 buttons plus 2 shoelaces. I subtract 2 shoes. I multiply times 2 socks and divide that by 3 pillows to get 5 sheep, remainder of 1, which is all I need to count before I fall asleep. Then the problems really begin. I dream I'm trapped in a room with no doors and no windows. The room is covered with a lifetime of problems. I have only one piece of chalk. How do I get out? I'm about to give up and die, when the answer to my problem comes to me. Fractions. I break the chalk in half. Then I put the two halves together. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. I put the hole on the wall and I jump out. I am free. I wake up Wednesday morning at 7:15. It takes 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. My bus leaves at 8 o'clock. What time will I be ready? 7:41. No problem. I have broken the math curse. I can solve any problem. And life is just getting great until in science class. Mr. Newton says, you know, you can think of almost everything as a science experiment. The end. I hope you've enjoyed the math curse, and I hope that this will help you enjoy the 52 weeks of reading. I hope you continue to join us and look for more books about mathematics. Thank you.